crazy monsters. Angry gods.
Welcome back to another video, Disney fans. Earlier in October, Disney released another promotional video showing old and new clips for Moana 2. The special look has revealed new information about the sequel, including the appearances of the story's main villains. In the original trailer, we received an obscured look of Matangi, a goddess connected to bats. Now we have a human appearance for her, and the name of her potential ally, Nalo. Moana 2's decision to have two villains with an active speaking role makes me feel like the stakes have risen for Moana's next adventure. Not anyone could go up against gods and various sea creatures and survive. To prepare for the film releasing next month, I'm going to recap everything we know about Matangi and Nalo so far. Number 1. Matangi. When the first trailer for Moana 2 was released, I was drawn to the shadowy figure clouded by a swarm of bats. There was no doubt that she was the next antagonist for the franchise as she squared off against Maui, threatening the demigod and Moana in rapid succession. My first assumption was that she has a connection to nature, similar to Te Fiti, although her intentions are more aligned with Te Kā's. Like the other goddess from the first film, Matangi has more than one form. In the special look released in earlier October, Matangi appears as a middle-aged woman who looks like she could coexist with Moana's people. However, her striking violet eyes set her apart from the rest of the cast. Currently, she's described as the secondary antagonist in the film, meaning she may support the other villain, Nalo, and act as his right-hand man. Aside from this brief description, Matangi's character and her motivations remain a mystery. We can assume from the trailers that she directly opposes Moana's goal to reunite her scattered people. In the special look, Matangi tells an unnamed character, likely Moana or Maui, that reconnecting their people would end in them being destroyed. Since Matangi is advertised as the villain, most people would hear that line with a negative connotation. However, it's plausible that the film's creators want to subvert expectations by allowing Matangi to become an anti-hero and helping hand throughout the film. For example, instead of threatening Moana with that line, she could be warning the Wayfinder instead. Merchandise for the sequel is already appearing online, and it also supports the potential of Matangi changing sides by the end of the story. For example, a figure of Matangi will be sold in a pack alongside Moana and her crew, as if she's one of their allies. There's also promotional art in the film where Moana stands beside Matangi, who couldn't look more threatening. If I were to view the drawing without former knowledge of the film, I would assume that the sea creature in the background was the real threat.
If you try to reconnect the people of the ocean, you will be destroyed!
Number 2. Nalo. For most of the promotional period for Moana 2, many fans, myself included, thought that Matangi would be the primary villain for the film. However, the recent special look has shown that the main antagonist is a different character entirely, a god named Nalo. Nalo debuts in the teaser as a massive storm, encasing the sky in dark clouds and creating violent waves in the sea. Like Matangi, he also has a speaking role, telling Moana and her crew that a single human can't defeat him. While this is the first time we see Moana interact with Nalo, it's possible that he had an appearance as early as the first trailer. In the scene where Moana is having a meeting with her people, she is struck by purple lightning, which throws her across the building. As Nalo manifests as a storm, he could have caused the lightning. While the trailers reveal little about Nalo, an interview by Comic Book with the film's producer and co-director shed more light on Nalo's character and what motivates him. According to Jennifer Lee and Dana Ledoux Miller, Nalo believes humans are capable of anything if they remain united. While we may believe that's a good thing, he believes that united humanity threatens him. His fear and beliefs are likely why he blocks Moana's path forward, preventing her from reuniting with her people. The interview also claims that themes of community and connection will be explored throughout the film, likely through Nalo's story.
A human could never break my curse. Now I kinda miss the lava monster. Let's do this!
Number 3. They have a connection to Maui. The first film follows Maui's connection to the gods and humanity. We learn throughout the story that Maui was once abandoned by his human parents, leaving him to be raised by the gods. Due to their favor, Maui receives powers and becomes a demigod devoted to caring for humanity. Through great feats like bringing them fire, Maui learned to associate his self-worth with humanity's approval. His determination to prove himself led Maui to steal the heart of Te Fiti, which Moana helps him repent for. She also helps him discover self-worth from within, unattached to the opinion of others. Although Maui has learned to appreciate himself as he is, his history with the gods could put him in danger's path. In the promotional material, Maui has faced down Matangi and Nalo, using his magical fishhook and shapeshifting abilities to stand a chance against them. However, as a demigod, I worry that his strength will pale in comparison to the literal gods. Maui may become easily overwhelmed by their enemies, which won't bode well for Moana's crew as they seem to depend on the demigod to be their muscle. As for why the gods are targeting Maui, I can't say. If they have any vendetta against Maui, their only motivation would be jealousy. Maui is revered and praised by humanity and even has an admirer in his fellow sailor Moni. Since Nalo fears humans, he may also criticize Maui because he spent his entire life caring for humanity.
If anyone has my hook, it's that beady-eyed bottom feeder.
Number 4. They're a threat to Moana. Aside from their vendetta against Maui, the new gods will also cross paths with Moana. We've yet to see her face off against Matangi and Nalo in the trailers, but the chief of Motunui is definitely on their radar. When we first saw Matangi in the original trailer, she threatens Maui and his Wayfinder, meaning she knows threatening Moana is the perfect way to get under Maui's skin. Nalo also has a similar opinion of Moana, criticizing her capabilities by claiming that a single human would never be able to break his curse. Despite never meeting her before, these gods have a very low opinion of Moana. The most they know about her likely comes from her success in stopping Tekka, who was spreading similar darkness across the sea and threatening her people. It's possible they feel ridiculed by a mortal successfully stopping one of their fellow gods. Tekka may have also been an ally of theirs, as Matangi and Nalo seem to share her destructive tendencies, so standing in Moana's way could be an elaborate act of revenge.
Do I hear people?
Those aren't people. Cockamora.
Number 5. Directly connected to the curse. We first learned of Moana 2's plot from the original trailer, during which Moni tells Moana and her family about a curse threatening their people. The curse has kept the Wayfinder's descendants separated for a long time, and Moana wants to finish what they started and reconnect everyone across the sea. Unfortunately, as we now know, a dark curse stands in her way. Moni, who seems to have replaced grandmother Tala as Motunui's historian and storyteller, claims that stepping foot on the shores of an ancient island will break the curse. Unfortunately, the island is hidden within a terrible storm. In the special look teaser, we learn that Nalo presents himself as the Violent Tempest. Not only is he a massive storm that overtakes everything, but he is impossible to see past or to move through without being noticed. I can only assume that he is the dangerous storm that hides the ancient island, therefore physically keeping Moana from reconnecting with her people. While we don't know the cause yet, Nalo doesn't want the people of Motunui to reunite with their lost relatives. It's possible he believes they'll have the power to banish him from the mortal world, as Moana successfully defeated Tekka as a single person. If this is the case, then it's feasible that Nalo is responsible for the curse that scattered the original Wayfinders to begin with, allowing him to become dormant until Moana restored the art of navigating to her people.
We'll break the curse and reconnect all of our people.
From everything I've seen about Matangi and Nalo, I have no doubt that they'll make Moana find herself shipwrecked or trapped within a land of monsters. Luckily, she has Maui to help reconnect with her people, which is a significant challenge for Moana. Imagining her small mortal crew going up against entities with unparalleled powers makes me nervous, as Moana could easily shift the ocean on her side, which may give her the edge she needs to outwit her new enemies and lift their curse.
We make it to Te Fiti, none of which you understand, because you are a chicken.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
I am Moana of Motunui. Aboard my boat, I will sail across the sea.